The Fall Guy is an action comedy love letter to stunt performers, and you see the love all up and through the movie. We're following Colt Seavers, who's played by Ryan Gosling, who is the reason why I put this movie on my list. I enjoyed Ryan so much, and Barbie, when the trailers for this movie came out, I was like, I'll check it out. And he did not disappoint. He was phenomenal. He was charming. He was funny. He was worth the price of admission, as were the action scenes. So we've got Colt Seavers, who is a stunt performer. He got injured very, very badly. Took a year. Well, he went away forever, but a year later is called back into the scene by a producer named Gail, who needs him to come be Tom Ryder's stunt double. Now, in a love letter to stunt performers who are often, the unsung heroes of action movies and in movies in general, you won't be surprised to learn that actors catch some strays, some direct hits, because Tom Ryder is an actor who wants people to believe that he does his own stunts, even though he doesn't. He's also portrayed as very stupid. I mean, most of the characters in this movie are quite dumb, but Tom Ryder especially is a dum-dum. So Gail calls Colt back to the scene, tells him that Jody, who he had a thing for and a thing with before he got injured, is directing this movie and has asked for him by name, and that's what sells him on coming back. But turns out Jody ain't asked for him. Jody actually doesn't even want to see him because after he got hurt, he ghosted her, and she never found out why. She wasn't quite his girlfriend, but they were on their way, and he just up and disappeared. And so then Tom Ryder goes missing, and Gail tells Colt, I need your help to find him. You're a stunt person. I don't know, do some karate and investigate and find him. And over the course of that investigation, Colt finds out that some in the water ain't clean, and he has to just figure it out. Shenanigans ensue, fight scenes ensue, comedy ensues. It's all great. So, well, it's mostly great. The romance is not so great. Ryan and Emily have chemistry. It's not the romance that's the problem. It's Jody, played by Emily Blunt. She is pretty lame because although she's directing this movie, she has a job, so that's her storyline. Her real storyline is trying to find out why Colt ghosted her. That's really why she's there. It's to find out, that's her main purpose, is to find out why he ghosted her. And for that reason, it's just not interesting. She's kind of just waiting for him to set her free from the prison of what happened between us, what happened to you. And that's not super interesting. But that's okay because Ryan Gosling makes up for the whole thing. So my favorite fight scene is the garbage truck fight sequence. That was so fun and so entertaining. My second favorite fight scene is the one in the helicopter, the big one, the helicopter between Colt, Tom, and Gail. And I was straight up laughing and just enjoying the hell out of that scene. My third favorite fight scene is actually the tag team fight scene between Colt and Dan versus the bad guys in Tom's apartment / hotel room. And also shout out to the scene or the moment when the bad guys are, pouring gasoline all over Colt and he's screaming out for help. And as he's screaming out for help, he takes some of the gasoline in his mouth so that when they flick the lighter on to set him on fire, he blows out the gasoline and sets them on fire. It was just so fun. I do love that Jody herself got, a fight scene or fight sequence. Her beating the shit out of Colt in that costume was great. It is ironic then that I think later on when she punches Gail, her hand hurts, her wrist hurts. Meanwhile, she was chopping Colt up in that trailer. But that fight scene of Jody's was the most interesting thing that her character got to do. The movie has a lot of meta commentary, as you would expect from a movie where part of the plot is that they're making a movie and are having to figure out the script. One of the meta commentaries that they made was about a love story that is in Jody's movie, about how the problem between Eliana and Space Cowboy is very resolvable. I think Colt said that. It's very resolvable. They just need to have a conversation. which is also true of Colt and Jody. The trick, though, is to throw enough obstacles in their path to delay them having this conversation. And I think the movie did do a very good job of that. And when they did have the conversation and Colt explained himself, I found it very, very believable. I found it to be a great moment for him as a stunt person to, and the ego that Colt has, inevitably being a stunt person, I guess, to suffer that injury and then realize that he's not invincible, he's not, thumbs up all the time, he's having a thumbs down moment. He didn't know how to handle it, and so he just pulled away from everybody, essentially. As far as the mystery that Colt had to solve, I knew Gail was like very soon that she was not on the up and up, her sucking on them straws. What Tom did, like, it's not a thriller. It's not a thriller. It's an action comedy. The action was there. The comedy was definitely there. And I give it a 3 out of 5. It's a 3 out of 5. Like, the story is so, but again, Ryan's character, Colt, and then the action sequences and the stunts, like that, those are the pros of the movie. They're what makes the movie great. If you've seen The Fall Guy, let me know what you think.